everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den and welcome back to another Sunday video. Today we're going to do this card. It's quite an easy one. It stands up like this. It's called a zigzag card and that's how it goes. It's just a zigzag. So but this one has only got layers on the front and nothing on the inside. The one we're going to make today has got layers on the inside as well. So this is the card we're going to make, and we're using notes and totes for sending warm wishes and for relax and enjoy. And I'm going to be stamping in Petunia Pop, and I have these, and I'm not sure whether they're still available or not. These are adhesive back heart sequins because I've actually got a few bits of gold on this one, so I'm going to use those to use some of them up. So let's put that card on one side and let me show you what you need. So the written tutorial for this card you will find at Di's Den for stamping, crafting and tutorials, so just be aware of that. If you don't want to keep up and write everything down in a big rush, that's fine. Just head down there and you can download the PDF with the full tutorial on it. Okay, so you're going to need two pieces of card that measure 5 7/8 by 4 1/8. Now because I'm doing this one I did with the white on the inside because I put a white layer there, but I thought I would do this one with the same colour. So this piece here measures 11 3/4 by 3 7/8. I'll just make sure that I have cut that at 3 7/8. Yep, I did. Okay, for the front of the card, I'm going to need a layer that measures 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. And then my other layer, now this is not Stampin' Up DSP, this is from my stash. It's probably some of what I had from Mum, but it just was really pretty and I thought it matched in really nicely with this, and I wanted the flowers at the bottom. So this measures 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. Now I've put a couple of peel off bits up here, and we've got another butterfly like we had last week that I'm going to put on here, but I didn't colour the back of this one. I wanted it plain. So that's for that. That's for the front of the card. Now for my insert, I needed a piece that measured 5 3/8 by 3 5/8, and then my insert white piece which measures 5 1/8 by 3 3/8. And then because I had cut that little bit off the end, because this was a 6 by 6 piece, I think I must have been off this end. Yep, off this end. I cut that down so I can actually pop this onto the end of the card there just to finish it off. Just save wasting that tiny piece as well. Okay, so let's get stuck into this. A really, really easy card to do. I love it because it's easy and it just makes a change to have a nice, really easy card. So we're going to put down 11 3/4 by 3 7/8 piece of card into our scoreboard, and we're going to score this at 5 5/8, 4 5/8, and we're going to use the small ball because we're using cardstock. So 5 5/8. So that's 4 5/8. That wasn't very clever, was it? That was not clever at all. Let's rub that out. And we'll start again. We'll do that at 5 5/8. But luckily, because of that, that's going to be underneath my what do we call it? Under my layer, so you won't see that. And then we're going to measure, score this again at 11 1/4. So you've got that 1/2 inch piece there. So that's 5 5/8 and 11 1/4. And that's all the scoring we're going to do. So we're then going to fold this card in half at the, well, it's nearly in half, at the 5 5/8 mark, like so. And then we're going to fold this 1/2 inch piece back the opposite way. So we've got our zigzag with that little piece there. We're going to bring in one of our layers, one of our front or back pieces, and we're going to glue this to this. Now when you look at this, you're going to close that up and you're going to glue that so that it comes inside with the same border all the way around. So you're best to hold that back as much as you can and pop this piece onto here like so. Can you see how that's going to go? So we're going to close that down like this, and I'm going to put glue on this piece, on the longer piece. It's easier to do the long piece before you do the short side. Alright, so I'm going to hold that piece closed. I'm turning it back the other way, so I'm going to hold that piece closed, and I'm going to pop this into the middle so that I've got the same border all the way around. You can see the same border all the way around like so. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to close that down and push that down nice and tight. So it's now glued to our card. And as I say, you can't hardly see that line, and when I put my layers on you won't see it at all. We're then going to bring our other piece in, and we're going to put glue on just on this tab piece here. So it's better if you open it up so that you don't get glue onto the rest of it to do this. Now it's up to you. You can do it closed if you want, because you're going to close it up anyway. And bring that over, and we're going to pop this on top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually hold it up like this so that I know that the bottom here is flush. Make sure my sides are flush, and then I'm going to push that tab in, and I'm going to push that down. That way I know that my card is now flush on all four sides, like so. Okay, so we now have our zigzag card. How clever is that? And it's just so easy. Alright, for my front of my card, I have my layers. So I've got this one, which is my DSP layer, which measures 5 1/8 by 3, 5 1/8 by 3 3/8. Let's make sure that's what I've got. 3 5/8. I see I've written them all down wrong, haven't I? So this one here is 5 7/8 for the front. Oh, because I'm reading the insert. That wasn't very clever, was it? 5 5/8 by 3 7/8 for this piece, and 5 3. What have I done? Have I measured these both the same? 5 7/8 to go on the front. That's not right. 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. Duh. This piece is 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going crazy. Alright, so I'm going to actually stamp directly onto this. So I'm going to open my Petunia Pop, and I'm going to bring in my Sending Warm Wishes. Now I'm going to turn this over, and I'm just going to check that that's going to stamp nicely. Yes. So I'm going to stamp that on here, and I'm going to stamp it to my left a little bit. Now it depends on whether you are actually stamping directly onto it, or you're going to put yourself a layer. Now I just think that looks perfect for me. I'm going to pop that out of the way like that for a minute, because I'm going to need to stamp the other one. So I'm going to then glue those two pieces together and glue that to the front of the card. Now just make sure when you're gluing to the front of the card that you do it to the front of the card, because it will be easy to have the card around the wrong way, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so this goes on the front of the card. The front of the card is the one that has the small tab end here on the underside. We don't want to do it that way around, because this will be in the wrong place then. Okay, so we need to have it this way around, so that, right, so that, now I've got it upside down. That's clever, isn't it? So that when you open this, it's a zigzag, and our little tab is on the back of the front piece. I'm really getting a bit of a tizzy-wazzy here today, aren't I? Okay, so let's glue that onto the front of the card. And open that and push that down like so, nicely. And that's the front of our card. We will finish that off afterwards. We're going to do the inside of our card, which is the piece with the longest piece that is glued to the back of the card. So I'm going to pop this on here, and I'm going to put it on this end because I think it will look nice on this end. So I'm going to pop this piece onto this end. I actually should stamp this first, just in case I poo it, then I can actually turn it over, can't I? Okay, let's just double check that piece, because that's a new stamp, it hasn't been used before. And I'm going to pop it in here. Relax and enjoy. Yep, beautiful, just like I bought one. Isn't that what they say? Just like I bought one. Alright, so let's pick this piece up. And I'm going to pop this piece onto the end. Now I've cut this the same length as this piece. So I'm just making sure that I've got it nice and straight. Pop that down there. Turn it over. And glue that to my insert. Layer 1. And then glue this to the inside of my card. Like so. So as you can see, you can just see that there's a double layer there and everywhere around. But it just doesn't look wrong. It just looks really pretty. So that's the inside of our card. This is the outside of our card. So we're going to bring in our peel off butterfly again, and we're going to pop him on here. Again, I'm going to put some glue dots on the back. So let me pop my glue dots on the back. Pop them on here. I'm putting 2 on. Oh look, there's one down there, so I might actually put 3 on. I didn't see that one down there. Pop that one off there too. Mum, get on. Pop that one on there as well. Alright, pop these away. Okay, so then I'm going to, like before, I'm going to push up my wings and hold it together like this so that I can pop it on. And I know my wings are going to then pop up when it comes out of the envelope, so that it's got that 3D effect. And I put these were out of the same peel off sheet, so that's the front of my card like that. Let me put my pin in my glue because of this weather. It'll either dry or go weird. And I've got these lovely hearts, so I'm going to use the larger ones. So let's see, I'm going to put one here, one here, and let's see, one here. I'm going to put them on an angle, a bit of an angle. And that's our card for today. Now what did I do with the lid of this? There it is. Okay, so that's our card for today. It's a really quick and easy one. As you can see, it's only taken us just 15 minutes to do this. It sits up nicely like this. It opens up nicely like this. It's lovely and flat, so it will sit in an envelope nicely, but it's just really effective and different. So if you've enjoyed today's card and you'd like the written tutorial for this, just head down below to and look under Facebook for die stamping, crafting and tutorials. There you'll find click on the link, you'll go to my Facebook group, you'll find the tutorial there. The tutorial will be named exactly the same, Zig Zag Card. Will go live exactly the same day, same time. So we look forward to seeing you there. If you're not a member of my Facebook group, you do have to answer the question to become a member. But once you're a member, you can download the written PDFs. They're all free to download, and they have measurements in inches as well as centimetres. So they're great for people that, unlike me, prefer inches, prefer to do the metric. So we look forward to seeing you there, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.